All right, what's up, y'all? Here I am. First of all, I hadn't seen you guys. Kind of miss you guys. Been at the home, been at home. Well, I've been out and about. I've been up here helping pass out lunches, getting things together for you guys. But hey, kind of miss this classroom. Miss you guys in here. I've rearranged these desks. I don't know how many times, waiting on people to come. And so, hey, it is what it is. First and foremost, we want everybody to be safe out there. This pandemic is something serious. The news, if you listen to it, it's full of bad news where people are sick, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we definitely want you guys to be careful. We're prayerful of you guys, always praying for you guys, that things are well with you and your family. So we want everybody to be safe and careful out there. Hey, this is why I'm here. I'm gonna address a couple things, do a real quick lesson as well. And it's regarding the work that I've put in so far. Now, get this. I want you to know this, that I don't know if we're coming back to school or not. Right now, it's a wait and see thing. I'm actually hoping that we can come back in and get at least a month of school left before you guys go, for the most part, most of you go to the 11th grade. Some of you, you've got some work to do. So let me address a couple things. There's a rumor that this work does not really count, that, hey, you aren't really grading anything. Well, I don't know about any of the other teachers, y'all, but when it comes to Ross, when he gives you some work, he's definitely gonna grade it. So let's address this. For the most part, you got this packet that said March 19th on here, and I've been trying to figure out exactly how to do this. But this particular packet, I expect back on April the 5th. That will be Monday, okay? I think that's the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever the Monday is that's coming up, that's when I'm expect this packet right here. Now, let me say this as well, that today is April the 1st. This is not an April Fool video. I'm dead serious. This packet will be graded because it's kind of hinging on the standards that we will be covering with gauntlets and everything else that would prepare you for your state test, your English 2 test. And so I'm going to grade that in all severity right here. This is the monster that I'm looking at as well. Now, let me address this. If you don't do this, especially to those of you all whose grades are hinging on the verge of collapsing under that 65, like I told you, then I'm not going to have any pity when it comes to grading you in this final end of the year report card time, because I've been letting you know about this since January, and I kept my word on it. This research packet, 4 to 6 pages, and that's not including the works cited page. Here is the prompt. I had been going back and forth on whether or not to let you choose your own prompt. I changed my mind. This is the prompt that I want you to use, okay? So it's dealing with the coronavirus. That's our biggest threat right now with this particular plague, if we want to look at it like that. But I want the research paper done on this particular prompt, and I want it from 4 to 6. But make sure you get someone to check it. You can have a peer check it, your parents check it, but I want 4 to 6 pages, not including the works cited page, okay? And make sure that you use all of the correct in-text citations. Make sure you check your grammar, your punctuations. Make sure you check your parallel structure, sentence structure. I don't want any torn up sentences. Take your time. You got over a month to do this. So don't play around. Don't play around with this. And again, this is going to be graded. This might push you over the hump that you need. And let me address some of you all that's looking to get into the AP classes next year. I'm using this to determine whether or not that I can give you a recommendation to Mr. Barnes to go into AP classes. If you fail to do this or anything that we've put out there, I definitely won't give you my recommendation for the AP class, and that's very important as well. Now, the other thing is this behind you. I've put this packet as well as these 2 packets into the lockers that are sitting in front of the junior high building. You got access to pick them up at any time. But go ahead and pick those up. This is a package on Julius Caesar that I'm going to use and teach Julius Caesar over the course of this next however long we're out. Let's put it to you like that. The packet will include background information on Shakespeare, historical setting on Julius Caesar, as well as a page of text-dependent questions. And actually, it's more like an anticipation guide, the questions that we have for you. So you will see something like this that gives you background information on Julius Caesar. It'll tell you a little bit about the play as well. You will see the synopsis of why this play was written and what it's all about. And then you will also notice that you will see terminology such as the Globe Theater, places like that. And also I want you to remember Globe Theater was this huge venue by which all of Shakespeare's plays were performed. But also remember that women did not act in any of his plays. I think I've mentioned this to you before, especially in 8th grade. We were talking about Odysseus, we were talking about him and so forth. But the men acted out these plays, so women's roles, such as in Romeo and Juliet, Juliet was played by a man. So remember, that's why I really wanted us to be in school so we could act out these roles, because I have all of this stuff as far as shields and swords and costumes and all that stuff that we could have used for this, okay? So this is some background information. If you'll notice Caesar's death in 44 BC, this is a real life presentation here of this play, that Julius Caesar was a real person. As a matter of fact, during the time of Christ's birth and his reign, that Rome was in power, and these men such as Mark Antony and others were in power at the time of Christ's birth. So this is real life, and we can make an allegory to the Bible as well. Places like Philippi and Sardis, those places are actual places in the Bible that are mentioned, so it'll let you know that this play is real. There are some characters and some terms here. You will see these different characters. All of this is in the packet again. All of this is in the packet. As I scroll up, you will see different terminology that's using. Here's a synopsis of what's going on, a background of what's happening here, and take the time to read that as well. I have put Julius Caesar into your Google Classroom. I have dropped that text, and the text is actually written in the English standard form of Shakespeare's time, as well as an English translation for you to be able to understand the wording and terminology. So keep that into remembrance as well. Here's some dictionary terms that to know, and again, I'm giving you all this and trusting that you will read it and understand it as well. Let me go up so I can get here. It says pre-reading questions, but they're more like an anticipation guide, where these questions such as how do you define treason? Why is the life of an individual less important than the well-being of society, or is it? I think you can kind of relate that to what we got going on right now with the COVID-19 coronavirus that we're experiencing. What are the benefits and drawbacks of having a representative government? All these things are for you to answer, put some insight into, and then I will present another packet on next week that will go more into that. So I do have an extensive amount of work that I'm giving you while you have this time off, and I want you to dive into it. Now, again, you have access to this on your free time, whenever your time is, or when you best work. Some of you guys sit up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, get off the game and put a little bit into the research paper. It's this stuff right here, and it will help you to pass the time. So just wanted to put that out there to you guys. Good to see you. Take extreme caution and care while all this stuff is going on. Again, we don't know yet as far as when we come back, if we come back, or what we're going to do. However, take the time to go through this. Don't get an early start to the summer. Go ahead and get started now. And guys, we look to see you real soon. And again, miss you guys. If you need to get in contact with me, you know how. I've had people to FaceTime me, inbox me on Facebook, Snapchat, email me, whatever access that you have. I have Instagram, I don't check it every now and then, but I have all of these sources on social media that you can get in contact with me. And some of you have my phone number. So if you need to get in contact with me, if you have any questions about anything, especially the research paper. You guys have a great one.